In the last week, we've had quite a few updates from the rumor mill and from the newsreels, not only about Star Wars. Gina Carano may be talking behind the scenes to return as Cara Dune to Lucasfilm, but in the same week, we've got Kevin Feige from Marvel Studios basically telling the Marvel fandom now, go munch on a big old bag of dick. I'm just going to go ahead and make the call now. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, is as dead going forward as their comic book division is right now. It's done, folks. It's over, and we're going to talk about why. And then how that connects to an amazing dichotomy of business practice going on right now, presumably, by rumor, in Disney, between Lucasfilm and Marvel. So stay tuned. We're going to try to cover all this. So we get some news this week, and I want to start with this one because I care about this one the least. It's Brie. It's Brie Larson. Yes, the famous plank of wood herself, talking about, well, not she, the news article is about this, her coming back, Captain Marvel 2. There's been lots of rumors recently. Is there even going to be a Captain Marvel 2? Do they still even want to work with Brie Larson? Nobody else seems to want to work with Brie Larson because she's kind of a bitch. This is just simple. This is Hollywood talk, okay? She's tough to work with, folks. So Captain Marvel 2 apparently has been changed to now be referred to as The Marvels. Why? It makes room to sideline Brie Larson, that she's no longer the main character of the movie, and they're going to bring in other Marvels, Captain Marvels, Ms. I don't care. They're bringing in other chicks. They're bringing in other women to put them in superhero suits. There's been some pictures around the internet of one little 5-foot girl in a superhero costume. I don't care. I don't care about any of this. But it goes to a larger picture of what's going on inside the MCU right now, and that is this. We had 2 pieces drop in the past week that shed some just horrible revelations. And after the lack of success that Marvel has just recently had to suffer through with WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, both shows were incredible disappointments to at least half their audience, if not more. The viewership numbers on Disney Plus apparently not that good. The tune-out factor, particularly after season 2 or episode 2 of Falcon and Winter Soldier, where it really started getting full woke. And then, of course, we had the Antifa stand-ins, the flag smashers that you're supposed to sympathize with. The whole show was a damn mess. They took 2 perfectly good characters, Sam and Bucky, and just made them, at least Sam, made him unbearable. And it's a shame because he was one of my favorite characters. I loved Falcon, love Anthony Mackie, love Sam Wilson, and that was a hot flaming mess. I don't even want to get into that either. But again, it ties into this, so we kind of got to talk about it just a bit. New rumor explains why they changed the title of Captain Marvel 2 to The Marvels. And it goes into what I was just saying. They're talking about having Monica Rambeau come in. They're talking about having these other folks come in. There's the picture of they had, I don't think it's in this article, but this chick that was on the set standing there in a costume. I think we've all seen it at this point, and it just, nothing about this looks terribly interesting. But it goes into a larger picture of what's going on at Marvel right now, and that is this. Kevin Feige on Chloe Zhao's spectacular approach to Eternals and who the film's lead character is. I'm not going to read through this whole thing again because I don't care. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm just using this to illustrate why I believe the MCU, at least in terms of a financial viability, is dead going forward. I expect their box office grosses to get cut in half when you actually do inflation adjustments going back to 2009 or whenever the first Iron Man movie was to now, or at least to Endgame, and then start matching those numbers up against what they're going to pull in the box office starting with Black Widow and going forward with this trash. Quote, Eternals expands the MCU in terms of representation with its large international cast, its first LGBTQ superhero. I know some of those things are baked into the Eternals, but how many of those expansive ideas came from Chloe? Well, the notion of switching up genders, sexualities, and ethnicities of the characters, the original characters from the comics, was baked in initially. That was part of what Nate Moore was really advocating for in moving Eternals to the top of the list for us to start working on what exactly the makeup was between when Nate put together his internal discussion document, which is how we always start on all of our projects, and what she came in and did. I don't recall exactly. So again, this is from Feige. It doesn't get any better source than that, does it, folks? So the plan from the beginning, the first movie they really wanted to focus on post-Endgame in Phase 4 was a deliberate social justice, race, gender swap, everything on the SJW checklist. This is where they're going. There is no longer a debate about this. And after we just saw, WandaVision and especially Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I don't think we need any further confirmation. The MCU is a dead duck. And if we weren't disappointed in WandaVision already enough when it didn't end up with anything, and you can see the short video I did on that last WandaVision episode because it didn't take any more than 60 seconds to cover it. Nothing happened. Well, we were all expecting, guess who? Doctor Strange. Well, here we go. Doctor Strange was written out of WandaVision. Yes, folks, the rumors were correct. He was initially supposed to be there, even to the point where they had gotten a contract with Benedict Cumberbatch. And again, I'll be brief on this one. The mysterious commercials, and by the way, this was an interview in Rolling Stone, I believe. Rolling Stone. This is on MovieWeb I'm reading this from, but the original source was from Rolling Stone. Didn't feel like linking to it. Don't like Rolling Stone. The mysterious commercials for fictional products like the Toastmate, the Strucker Watch, and the Hydra Soak were initially intended as messages to Wanda from Strange. That would have been perfect. That would have been absolutely perfect. As the Good Doctor tried to pierce her illusionary sitcom reality, Marvel even finalized a deal with Cumberbatch to appear in the season's final episode. Ta-da! Explaining the late-stage rewrite, Kevin Feige told Rolling Stone, quote, "Some people might say, oh, it would have been so cool to see Doctor Strange, but it would have taken away from Wanda. We didn't want the end of the show to be commoditized, to go to the next movie. Here's the white guy. Let me show you how power works." When you start taking these comments and you put them all together with what he said about this and the Eternals, what we've just seen in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the MCU, there is no doubt, they are going full-blown woke. It's done. It's over. It's toast. It's done. I wasn't that excited about any of these upcoming movies to begin with. I was kind of looking forward to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness too. I was really looking forward to that one out of anything. But I didn't know what was going to come of it. Now this really makes me want to take a step back because the next line is here. This meant a rewrite for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness as well. Well, that's done, folks. It's done. It's just done. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at with Marvel. And I'll put it this way. This is how it connects to Lucasfilm and Star Wars for me. And I've made this comment a couple of times this week, talking to some other folks on YouTube. Lucasfilm and Marvel seem to be going in opposite directions. The information that we definitely have now confirmed by Kevin Feige at Marvel, and then at the same time, a combination of news, shows, and rumors that seem to all coalesce around the fact that Star Wars is trying to get away from that at this point, at least as their main lines. And here's the thing. Marvel right now is where Lucasfilm Star Wars was in 2012 when Disney bought it. They believe themselves to be financially indestructible. And they're about to make a huge mistake. See, when Star Wars was bought by Disney and Kathleen Kennedy got her grubby mitts on it and decided to take it in her own direction, make it her own thing, inject it full of, modern day woke lefty SJW politics, Destroy all the old male characters. Give us a new female Mary Sue that everybody will love, somebody who was basically a psychological stand-in for Kennedy herself. We all saw what happened. The box office grosses collapsed from movie to movie. The merchandise sales sucked. Everything since then has sucked. And then we've got the High Republic now out. And the High Republic sales are garbage. The High Republic, I think its peak might have reached in the top couple of thousand of Amazon.com, and now we have a new Luke Skywalker Heart of the Jedi book that hasn't been seen in 30 some odd years or something like that. Hits Amazon, and it's the number 30 overall bestseller as of a couple of days ago. The High Republic books never even came close to that. It's unreal. People are hungry for classic franchise intellectual property. They're hungry for the stuff they love, that they want to see, the stuff they enjoyed. They don't want politics in their entertainment. Star Wars seems like they may be trying to dig their way out of that with some of the Gina Carano news that we've heard this past week, if you believe it, if maybe that she is in talks again to come back to Disney, which if she is, it means that Kennedy is on her way out, which I strongly believe that she is. And I said many, many times for the last couple of months, the only way Gina would ever come back is if she wanted to, number one, and number two, if Kathy Kennedy was gone. That has to happen. Gina and Kathleen Kennedy cannot coexist at Lucasfilm at the same time. So if Kennedy does indeed go, then I think we could see a return of Gina. Surprise, surprise, cameo at the end of season 3 of Mandalorian. Whatever. We'll find out as time goes on. But Marvel right now seems to think they are as indestructible as Star Wars was 7 years ago. And they have not learned their lesson. And Disney has got to step in. I mean, unless they just don't want to be in the money-making business anymore, they can go right ahead and let Marvel jump itself off a cliff and into a dumpster fire. Because at this point, somebody who was a huge Marvel Cinematic Universe fan, when Endgame was over, I said, that's the end of the MCU. It's never going to be this good again. And boy, I didn't want to be right. But it looks like I'm going to be. Because this is going to suck, and it is going to suck bad. Take care.